Assalamu alaikum, welcome to CEO Club Pakistan. This is Naushin Tariq. Viewers, I'm really glad to introduce my honorable guest, Rear Admiral Jamil Akhtar, Chairman, Karachi Port Trust. Assalamu sir, and welcome to CEO Club Pakistan. Kaise hain aap?
Thank you. It's an honor.
Sir, first of all, share your professional journey, how you take off, and the journey with your KPT.
Basically, I joined Pakistan Navy in 1979. That was the first time that I visited Karachi. So then on, it's a everyday new learning, new areas to be explored, new things to be known. So then on, after commissioning, I became part of Naval Special Forces. So then in that journey, I had to undertake training of Special Forces, not only of Pakistan Navy, but also many training sessions with Pakistan Army. And then I went on to go to USA for SEALs training. And then on, came back, did some other hardcore naval professional courses. And I was very lucky that I not only commanded the Special Forces segments of Pakistan Navy and Pakistan Marines, but also I was provided the opportunity to command Pakistan Navy ship also.
Okay.
And then when I became Commodore, I became Chief Staff Officer with the Commander of Pakistan Fleet. Commander of Pakistan Fleet is the authority to exercise operational command on all the segments of Pakistan Navy, including ships, submarines, aviation. So the hardcore profession of Pakistan Navy is there in the fleet. And I was the Chief Staff Officer there. So that is how I did my initial
Journey with Navy.
journey through the Navy. And then in the flag rank, before coming here to KPT, I was Director General of Pakistan Maritime Security Agency,
Okay.
which is in fact the law enforcement agency of Pakistan at sea. Because Navy, some people confuse MSA with Navy, but there is little difference. Although the job is similar, but the difference is that the law enforcement aspect are taken care by Pakistan Maritime Security Agency, and the defense of motherland responsibility lies with the Navy.
The Navy. And sir, commanding a ship and then commanding a KPT.
There is a lot of difference. Here, if we talk of KPT, it's more of managing the affairs related to the economy of Pakistan, which is much bigger, responsibility. But commanding a ship, in fact, prepares you for such jobs. Why? Because there you have feel of the sea, the orientation with the technology, management, facing everyday situation, which include sometimes crisis management also. Then coordination with the higher authorities and looking after your subordinates. So it's all about management. So commanding a ship actually prepares you for higher jobs.
Okay. So KPT playing its significant role in the economy of Pakistan. How you describe it for our viewers?
I would say that KPT is one of the most important organs of Pakistan's economy. Now, to put it in perspective, Pakistan's economy, trade, 95% of trade is through sea, imports and exports. And when we say this, in order to facilitate that sea trade, the role of ports becomes crucial. So all that trade which comes to Pakistan, or which is the materials which get exported from Pakistan, they are through ports mainly. 95% is through these ports, Karachi Port Trust or Port Bin Qasim. And major chunk of this trade for Pakistan is through Karachi Port Trust. I would say 60% is done from here.
From here.
And that includes your fuel products, project cargoes, any project which is built in Pakistan, and if it's cargo plants, pipes or cables or such things, they all get to Pakistan through this port. So we have to be prepared, we have to remain ready to facilitate all the trade of Pakistan. Now, imagine if the port was not there, then how we would have brought in the cargo or the items which are required for domestic consumption to Pakistan. This would cost us so much. The most economical and cheaper mode of trade is through the sea, because you can move the cargo in bulk. We undertake almost 55 million tons of cargo handling at Karachi port. Now, if this cargo was to be handled by road or by sea, by air, then the cost would be maybe not bearable for the...
much higher than this.
Yes. If we bring in cargo by road, it is maybe 50 times higher cost than by sea. So by rail, maybe again, even from the rail perspective, it is still cheaper, because ships can bring in cargo in much bigger quantities, and because of this bigger quantities, it becomes much more economical. So the role of any port, particularly about talking about Karachi Port Trust, it's very, very crucial, and therefore we have to continuously think about the ways and means to reduce that cost, make the trade more efficient, and facilitate the businessmen. So this is how I see the
efficiency of the
role of Karachi Port Trust.
Sir, do you think with the need of the time, we have up to the mark strategy regarding our ports?
I think we have done fairly well. I wouldn't say very good, but I think we have done fairly well. And why is that? The cargo handling capacity of Karachi Port Trust at this point in time is around 150 million tons. And what we are doing is around 60 million tons, which means we are catering for the future needs. So the surplus capacity that we have it can cater for any additional trade that would occur, with more economic activities, with more trade activities. We are ready to handle that, which means we are thinking about the future, which means we are catering for the needs of sudden growth in our economic activities. So it wouldn't happen that the economy of Pakistan goes up, and because of the shortage in facilities at port, we are not able to match that. Therefore, we are maybe ahead of, we are planning for the future.
For the future.
And same is the case with the Port Ben Qasim. Now, then if we think about Gwadar Port, this is also for the future of Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
So we are not bad as such. We could have done maybe better than this. We could have had maybe more ports 20 years back.
Right. Sir, as you said, Gwadar Port, so I would like your comments on, in the perspective of CPEC, what are our strategies regarding expansion of ports?
See, major ports are basically the ones which handle with bigger bulk cargoes. Smaller ports, they undertake local trade. Local means from one port to another, from one area to another, through barges, through smaller coasters, and maybe fishing activities are undertaken through such minor ports. Gwadar should have maybe been developed 30 years back.
It's too long.
But then, if we are realistic, then the size of population which was there in that area, maybe our decision makers, they probably considered that the population, size is not that much to force us to do that. But in terms of strategic thinking, if 30 years ago we had developed this Gwadar port, then we would have had our share in the overall economic activities of the region.
Of the region.
The kind of potential that has been exploited by ports in Dubai, by ports in Oman,
Oman.
we would have had our share in that. So we lost on that ground.
Yeah.
But then maybe everything is from God
How
Almighty.
achieve win-win situation over
Maybe
there?
this present situation and the prospects of Belt and Road Initiative coupled with CPEC,
CPEC.
maybe this would give us more chances. Maybe this is an opportunity which would bring us more fruits at the national level. So it all depends how we see. If we keep criticizing about not having done something in the past. Now, I'm the person who believes that yes, we should learn from the past, but move on to see the future. Now, if we continue with the past mindset, then we would not be able to move forward. So we have to think from today onward. Even if we think from today onward, we still have great potential at Gwadar. If we are able to formulate policies, if we are able to set that Gwadar port on a track of development properly, then we will not miss the bus.
And sir, do you see the CPEC game changer? Very.
Of course, of course. It's very sensible in a way that what are we looking at? We are looking at the development of port, which is a facilitator to ensure handling of cargo, which is brought from your hinterland and taken to the other countries of the region and beyond. What you're doing, you're developing the connectivity, the road, rail,
Right.
airports. You are developing the hubs for economic development, that is the economic zone, free economic zones. You are developing the enablers for the trade activities, enablers for economic activities. Now, when this all economic activities, they get a boost, they start producing the commodities. And those commodities have to be, say, exported to other countries. Ports come in, ships come in, more raw material would be brought in from, if it is not available locally, from other countries. So there is a kind of economic activities which are giving boost to the livelihood. So the more you get more job opportunities, you get more cash inflow, cash outflow, and this is what defines the economy. So more economic activities, more job opportunities, more money, more wealth, and more prosperous people and country. So it is, in fact, a game changer.
It's an game. So what's the opportunities and with the challenges in your sector?
Opportunities and challenges in
Your sector.
many. I think the biggest challenge we have at this point in time for us in Pakistan, for the federal government, for provincial government, for city government, for Karachi Port Trust, is the pollution. Now, the amount of pollution that we have now, we have reached to the dangerous levels, because everything has started to get negative impact because of this pollution. Now we are dumping over 550 million gallons of chemicals and sewage into our sea in the surrounding area of Karachi and into the Karachi harbour. Now this is killing. This is killing our infrastructure. The quay walls, the jetties, ships, crafts which are operating in these waters, they are being corroded. Their pipes. There's a complex system of piping on any ship, smaller or bigger. When they suck in water for cooling and for other domestic uses, their pipes start to get corroded. If the life of a ship is 30 years, we would not have that ship last for more than 15 years. So this is a major challenge, that how should we be able to control the pollution. Along with it, you have over 12,000 to 13,000 tons of solid waste dumped into our sea every day. This is affecting even your fishing industry. So the fishermen living all around our sea, they are being negatively impacted. Now, this is one side of it, because I feel really passionate about pollution,
Should be highlighted.
being in our area, and it is in our interest to control this pollution. Now, on the other side, the biggest challenge, I think, for this sport, and which relates to its survival, is the connectivity. Unfortunately, surrounding area of Karachi Port Trust has been left to encroachers in the past, and lot of encroachments happened in our surrounding area, which has restricted our potential for growth, for development, for building new roads, new bridges, new connections with the hinterland. Now, Karachi has become such a big city that it is becoming difficult for us to spare land for building new projects of roads and other, rail. And because of this, we have been restricted in our ability to exercise Karachi Port Trust's real potential. Like I mentioned before, we have 150 million tons of capacity of cargo handling, and we are doing only about 60. Why? Because of this limitation in our connection with the hinterland. If one day one ship with 50,000 tons of cargo comes in, and I allow, say, 2,000 trucks to disembark that cargo, what happens? The entire road leading towards port, they get jammed, blocked.
So,
And this impacts negatively every citizen of this city. But we lacked in future planning as far as this connectivity is concerned.
तो सर हमारी गवर्नमेंट कहाँ लैग कर रही है इसकी कोई कोपिंग मैकेनिज्म कोई स्ट्रेटजी
Unfortunately,
बिकॉज़ इट्स अ बैकबोन आवर इकोनॉमी
our policies generally have been
नॉट फ्रेंडली विद
firefighting. We don't think in terms of fire prevention. When you think of fire prevention, then you accordingly you develop your skills, you develop your capabilities. In a house, you cater for your all the cables. You ensure that they are not substandard. You ensure that there are no possible material which can cause a fire. There is no heat. There is no chances of a house catching a fire. But when fire happens, then you bring in a bucket of water, you call fire brigade.
अनफॉर्चुनेटली
Now, we have to think in terms of fire prevention. And how is that? We have to think 20 years, 50 years down the line. And this is what we are doing. With our new government and new political leadership coming in, our Minister for Maritime Affairs, Mr. Ali Haider Zaidi, he brought in a concept that we have to connect the ports, and how should we connect it? So, what we have proposed now is that we should develop a freight corridor which should not run through the land, because land acquisition becomes expensive. The cost of a road which gets built probably would be less than the cost of land to be acquired. So land acquisition is a major problem, and there is no land, easily available land to be connected with the port. So what we are deciding now, that we would build a freight corridor through the sea, like it was done in case of Hong Kong-Macau bridge. In our case, the advantage is that we have lesser depths. In case of Hong Kong-Macau, the depths were higher and the cost was much more. In our case, the depths are not, depths at sea for building this elevated expressway linking Karachi port with Port Bin Qasim and the national highway and then super highway. So this will afford us the to build on the real potential of both Port Qasim and Karachi Port Trust. So what we are doing is that we are building a road, along with it a rail connection, and along with it two pipelines, one for LNG and one for fuel. So all these four things in one project. This will also make our port much more busy, because more ships can be brought in without impacting negatively the life of common citizens. So I'm trying to pursue this project. We already have some good interest shown by the foreigners on BOT basis. So we are not, we are very conscious of the fact that we should not add any further loan to the Pakistan already, debt situation. So we are trying to do this project on BOT basis or public-private partnership basis.
Okay, that's great. So here I'm keenly interested to take your view regarding the current situation of Pakistan, opportunities, challenges, governors.
I think
How you perceive this situation?
the potential of our nation is tremendous. The only thing is that we have to channelize all the potential, all the energies in the right direction. Now, if
सर वो डायरेक्शन देने वाला तो कोई
any government, any leadership is able to channelize that potential positively in the right direction, this is what is required. I have, all the reasons to believe that we are going to see a very, very bright future for this country and for this nation. So I'm very hopeful. I think that in very near future, we are going to go in that direction. There is no other choice with us.
सर in this
If we don't do
present
it-
economic crisis,
Sorry?
जो अभी हमारा मौजूदा इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस है इसके
I have always been hearing this economic, and then after that crisis, we come out. You see, any crisis, any challenges, they create many opportunities for you. Now, the catch is that if we are able to, one, identify those opportunities, and then we are able to exploit those opportunities. If we miss, we miss it.
we miss it.
But I'm very hopeful that we are not going to miss the opportunities which are there for this nation. There have been many societies, many countries which had much lesser potential in terms of resources, in terms of its human resource, but they made tremendous progress. Why? Because they had the opportunities, they were able to identify and get hold on to those. And look at those countries where they are standing now. So I am very hopeful that we will make progress. We don't have a choice.
Inshallah, hope so. So, if we are talking about the leadership, so what is leadership to you? Your own definition of leadership, because you are heading a KPT Karachi Port Trust.
Leadership is, people have written books, people define the traits of a leader in different terms. To me, leadership is to whom people provide all their trust and confidence. This is how I see a leader.
Okay.
A leader may have, we can think of, we can debate about the qualities of a leader. But I think any person in any capacity who is trusted, who is shown confidence by his subordinates, by those who follow him. I'll give you an example that when Pakistan was, Pakistan movement was in progress. At that time, there was a Western journalist. He visited Pakistan. I'm forgetting the place, but so he was attending a meeting where Qaid-e-Azam was addressing the people. So he went on to, went in the procession, and he saw an old man, probably not very well educated. Qaid-e-Azam was addressing in English. And this Western journalist, he asked that old man that, do you understand what he's saying? And the old man replied, no. And he said, then how do you, make out that what he's saying? And the reply of that old man would give you the reply to your question. And he said that I don't know what he's saying, but I know whatever he's saying is good for me.
Trust.
That is the
your
trust. So if we are able to have those skills and qualities of leadership, and then we do not betray that trust, then it will be very difficult to regain the confidence of your people who are being led by you.
Sir, as you have a great journey and carrying a successful and noble profession, Pakistan Navy, and toward this KPT, what are the achievements you are proud of? मतलब आपकी पूरी जर्नी प्राउड है.
I'm proud of, personally speaking, I'm proud of every day that I pass in my life. Then every day, I think, was an achievement. Becoming part of one of the best service, I would say, not only for Pakistan, but also in the entire region, Pakistan Navy. This, has been the greatest achievement that I can feel, I can think of. And there are so many things that I try to contribute positively for. So I feel very happy. I cannot mention maybe at this during this short interview that what all have done. But it's not me, but as a team in the Navy and then here,
Yeah.
all the things that we achieved, it makes me feel very satisfied. There are so many things to be done, and we are continuously striving to do those things and to achieve those better things for our organization and for our country. So, yes, I am satisfied with my performance, with my achievements, but there are so many more things to be done in the short period that we have now.
Best of luck, sir. Sir, as you said, you belong to a village. तो वो जो कच्चा road and the road of success convert into the road of success. In other words, I would like to your secret of success.
I think it's patience. You have to. There's no shortcut to success. You have to continuously strive. You have to put in the best of your efforts, and it's not overnight. It's a long journey. You know,
And for that,
it's
patience is
been
required.
my 40 years. So I cannot recommend to anybody that you will achieve success overnight if you do this. No.
Sir, how you manage your stress or anger?
By letting it out.
4G style.
This is how
These are 4G style.
I don't keep things to my heart. One. And I then once, if I'm, say, stressed, normally I am not stressed. Especially during work, I am not stressed.
Okay.
I think that I try to remain calm under stress, because I also believe that if somebody under stressful situation, under crisis situation, if somebody reacts negatively, then he lacks in leadership qualities, because then there are so many people looking at you.
And sir, your idea of happiness?
My idea of happiness is, I think, anything which you do rightly, anything, whether it is very small thing, minor thing, maybe cleaning a table, for example, is, it makes me happy. Seeing things in the right position, it makes me happy. And above all, any success story relating to Pakistan, that makes me happy. That is the biggest, I would say, happiness that I enjoy.
Sir, last and not least, any message of optimism or hope for the youth, please?
No. Pakistanis as a nation, I think, have the greatest potential, and this gets obvious by many facts. If we talk about this region, we are the most happy people, and across our border, this happiness index for our eastern neighbor has gone further down, because they said, oh, Pakistan is more happier than us. The divisions amongst us based on language or ethnicity or caste or creed or sects, this has to be controlled.
Definitely, sir.
If we want to enjoy an honorable position amongst the nation, amongst the region, within the region, and amongst the groups of people, then we have to be united. This is
This is your message. Great message.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.